Right guys, we are back at Darlington Dogs of War today, and we've got a nice little treat for you. It's 4,000 points of Forge World Mechanicum, Skitarii, Cult Mechanicus and Knights, and we are taking on, that's me and Tom's list, we are taking on Ben's Chaos list. So this is the table, it is Dawn of War deployment. The mission is cleanse and control, so it's 3 objectives per turn. So we have objective 1, objective 2, 3, number 4, 5, and number 6 is over there. The dice line mark out the deployment zones. We've already rolled for deployment side. Me and Tom are taking the side over there. We'll take you through the armies and the warlord traits and everything in a few moments. But if you live in the Darlington area, please check out Darlington Dogs of War. I will post a link to their Facebook page in the description. Yeah, so we'll now take you through the armies. Right, so the start of the force is Mechanicum from Forge World. So at the front here we have a squad of 3 Thalax with a photon thruster. We have a second squad of 3 Thalax with another photon thruster. The points that we played, I had a couple left over, so I've added a 4th Myrmidon to the squad. Each of them have 2 phase plasma fusils each on this side, and the 2 on this side have the graviton guns. For clarity, the Lord is going to be the single-handed one here with the phase plasma fusils. We have a squad of 4 Thalax with heavy chain blades, no photon thrusters with them. This is the first HQ choice. He's an Archmagus Dominus. He's upgraded to a Prime. He has an Ambient, a Jetpack, Paragon Blade. He has the Malagra upgrade, so he's going combat focus this time. He's got a Cyber Familiar to give him +1 to his invuln, and he's got 4 Ocularis along with him as well. We have the normal Dominus there, which is going to be chucking out some Cyber Thurgy for 2 Castellax with Darkfire cannons with an enhanced targeting arrays, 1 with a Mauler cannon with an enhanced targeting array as well. We also have the Ursarax. They've been upgraded with Power Fists. We also have the Thanatar. He also has an enhanced target array, so that nice large blast is going to be minusing some cover. We also have the Avenger Strike Fighter to bring in some air support. So it's got the Mauler Bolt Cannon on the front. It's got 2 last cannons, 2 auto cannons. It has the Servant to give it Tank Hunter, and it has the Armoured Cockpit as well. So we'll now move on to the Skitarii and Cult Mechanicus section of the list. Right, so this is Tom's Cult Mechanicus, Knight and Skitarii formation. It is the Adeptus Mechanicus War Convocation from White Dwarf. So, do you want to talk us through the list?
The first squad's got 2 Plasma, 1 Arc, and they're a Ranger squad.
Yep.
The squad just behind has got 3 Plasma, like Culverins, and they're a Vanguard squad.
Yep.
There is Tech Priest Dominus, he's got a lot of upgrades, so yeah. On his left is Rust Stalkers.
Yep. Have they got that transonic blade?
Yes, they got transonic blade.
Okay.
In front of them there is Skitarian Infiltrators.
Okay.
Who get an aura, which is a special role. And there's 2 Assassins to the left, the Vicar and Calixus.
Great. What upgrades does he have?
He's got a status field, so he gets a 2+ invuln if he goes to ground. He's got an eradication beamer, which has a blast or a strength 8 AP1 shot, depending on range.
Nice.
And a Sidonian Dragoon, which has a taser lance.
Yep.
Behind it is Catfaronian Breaches, with 2 heavy arc rifles and 1 Teresian cannon. And they all have arc claws, which is cool.
Okay.
Behind it are 2 Ornicus Dune Crawlers. One's got a Neuron Laser and Cognis Manipulator and Heavy Stubber. To the right is, it's got not to the left even, there's a Icarius array, which is really good. And it's got the same upgrades basically. Behind it is a Knight Paladin with a Storm Spear,
missile launcher,
missile launcher on the top.
Cool. So he's the Warlord. We haven't rolled for the Warlord traits as of yet. We'll now take you through Ben's Chaos list though.
Okay, so what we got here is Abaddon the Spoiler, along with his Breeze of Despair, 10-man unit of Chaos Terminators, along with 3 bikes. The 2 have melter guns. We then have the Khorne Lord of Skulls. He's equipped with the Skull Hurler and the Demoniker Cannon. We then have an 8-man unit of Khorne Berserkers. The champion has a Melt Bomb. We then have 10 Noise Marines, 9 equipped with Sonic Blasters, and the champion is equipped with the Doom Siren. We then have 7 Plague Marines, each equipped with Plague Knives. 1 has a Melter Gun. The champion has a Melter Bomb. We then have the Hellbrute. He has a Multi-Melter and a Power Fist. We then have a Mauler Fiend set up with 2 Lasher Tendrils. We then have a squad of Raptors with 4 Melters. We then have 3 Obliterators, each equipped with the Mark of Khorne. We then have Typhus. And then we have 1, 2, and 3 units of Plague Zombies. We then have a 10-man unit of Thousand Suns. We then have a Land Raider equipped with the Runes of War, Rebellion of the 4th Quadrant, giving all cultists around it within 12 inches Fearless, and on its last hull point against 4+ Invuln. We've then got 5 Chosen, 4 equipped with Melter Guns. We then have a formation detachment from the Khorne Demonkin, a Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster. He's not equipped with the D-weapon axe, but he's got a whip and the axe of Khorne.
Right, so mine and Tom's deployment, we've gone for a fast flank on this side with the Ursa axe, I can't remember the name of that, and a squad of Thalax. We've got another squad of Thalax here. That's it, the Dragoon. We've got another squad of Thalax looking to get fast up in the middle of the field. Gone for a pretty healthy shooting part of the force here. Hopefully camp that objective with a little bit of cover there for me. Down here we've got the 4 Thalax with the heavy chain blades, and I've attached my HQ to them. They're going to be looking to get in combat quite quick. Here we've got the Myrmidons. I'll put them in the middle of the table so I can hopefully still get a couple of shots in on the Lord of Skulls, depending on where he deployed. Tom has infiltrated the Vindicare straight there in the cover to get right in the middle of the table. Down here, we've what are these guys called again?
The Breaches.
The Breaches here, looking to hopefully support the Myrmidons. We've got the Knight on this side, and the Rangers, and are these Rangers and Vanguard? We've got them here. These ones are the Vanguard. Are they Breaches as well? So many new models to get used to here. I'll get the names of them eventually. These guys here on this objective, and the 2 Onagas with the Dominus are back here. We've got down here Ben's deployment. We've got the Hellbrute and the bikes on that side with a squad of cultists. The Land Raider with the Berserkers supporting it. The Obliterators trying to hug some cover, I think. We've then got all the Marines here. Typhus with the Plague Marines. Are these ones the...
They're the Thousand Suns.
They're the Thousand Suns. Yep. Right in the middle there. We've got the Mauler Fiend. It is Mauler Fiend.
Yeah, Mauler Fiend.
We've got all the Terminators in Abaddon held right at the back there. Lord of Skulls looking very prominent right on the top of that hill. And then we've got zombies and what Marines are there?
And Noise Marines.
Noise Marines there, as well as more zombies and a Bloodthirster on that side. We've got the rest of Tom's infiltrating to do. but then we'll come back, and I think Ben wants to seize. We'll get that on camera, as I think it's going to be pretty pivotal for the game. So we'll come back after the infiltrators. Right, so Tom has infiltrated these guys here just to keep them out of the way. We're fully 18 inches away even though we're in the open. Just to point out, our Warlord trait is Eternal Warrior, so not only is that guy regaining wounds, he's also not getting insta-killed. The other infiltrators are over here. For psychic powers, Ben's Typhus Hard, Weapon Virus and Plague Wind.
Yep.
And what was the one for the Zinch?
Breath of Chaos.
Breath of Chaos, so that's going to be pretty nasty. Ben wants to seize though, so do you want to roll that on camera, Ben? No. That's a 3, so no, we'll come back after Mechanicum turn 1. Right, so Mechanicum turn 1 we have drew secure objective 5, secure objective 3, and hold the line. We've rolled for the objectives. We're playing mysterious objectives, so here, this one was nothing of note. This one was a grav wave generator, and this one has Skyfire. So movement, we pulled, are they Rust Stalkers?
Yeah.
We pulled the Rust Stalkers back just to keep them out of charge range of that Hellbrute and the bikes. Tom has moved all of these guys forward through cover, giving them a little bit of cover and hopefully get some shots down over this way. The Knight has pulled forward to secure their objective, and the Colexus was there. He's ran forward that way. These guys will pull forward, hopefully get some shots down in on the zombies over here. We've elected to keep these here just to prevent Ben deep striking anything there. The Myrmidons have pushed forward, looking to hopefully get them haywire templates down on the Land Raider. And the Breaches have pulled forward as well. The Vindicator has stuck exactly where he is. My Dominus and the combat focused Thalax have moved forward. 3 of the Ocularis have gone with them. 1 of the Ocularis is pulled back to grant these intercept if I need it. These Thalax have rushed forward along with these guys, and the Ursarax have jumped forward about 10 inches. These guys have moved slightly, and the Dragoon has come up slightly as well. So that was it for all of the movement. We're expecting, hopefully, a reasonably productive shooting phase against this wall of armour and Marines, but we'll come back after the shooting phase. Right, so the shooting hasn't been great, but we haven't done too bad. This Photon Thruster managed to strip a wound off the Bloodthirster. The other Photon Thruster at this side shot but failed to wound. Both of these guys, combined with the haywire from the Breaches, managed to take out the Mauler Fiend. The Thanatar decided to drop its large blast template here, scattered onto the Mauler Fiend, and the Terminator passed his in-run. Down here, the Knight managed to do a fair bit of damage, got rid of some of the Plague Marines and the Sorcerer, along with a few of the Zinch Marines there. The Heavy Stubber actually took a couple of them out. The Battle Cannon, the first shot, scattered sideways and took a wound off that Obliterator there, the one at the front. Down here, I decided to shoot the Myrmidons, 4 blast haywire templates, and he passed 2 of his cover saves. So the Land Raider is down to 2 hull points. Over here, the what's this thing? I can't remember it. The Destroyer, as well as the gun from this, and finally the Storm Spear missile launcher took out the Hellbrute down here. And the grav gun from, it was the grav gun from the Destroyer that took out one of the bikes. But the Hellbrute went down to the Onaga and the Knight. That was it for the shooting phase. We haven't done anything else for the assault phase. These guys have just jetpack moved to spread out a little bit. Same as these guys here and them. The Ocularis has just jetpacked away, looking to spread out and get that minus cover. The Assassin wasn't quite within range of 12 of Typhus after the Sorcerer died, unfortunately, so we've elected to run the Assassin back. We've still got the Vindicator to shoot, actually, so we'll work that out in a few seconds. Right, so the Vindicator decided to shoot the Turbo Penetrator at the Land Raider. He hit, but unfortunately rolled a 3, so that wasn't even a glance. So we have objective 5 and hold the line, plus first blood, which puts us at 3 points. We've elected to discard secure objective 3, as we don't have many fast movement units over that side of the table. So we'll now move on to Ben's Chaos turn 1. Right, so Ben has drew secure objective 6, which the Castellax and Thanatar are sat on. He's drew secure objective 1 and Scour the Skies. We've done all of his movement. These 2 bikes have pulled forward. These guys have stayed where they are here. The Berserkers and the Land Raider have pulled forward. The Land Raider passed its difficult terrain, and the guys there have pulled out, looking to get some shots in on the night. Typhus and the Plague Marines and these guys here have pulled forward. Terminators have moved around the Mauler Fiend, and all of these guys have pushed forward as well. The Lord of Skulls has come forward. These guys have pulled forward to secure objective 1, and the Bloodthirster is looking to charge these guys down here. Right, so down here, Typhus selected to cast, what was the power?
Plague Wind.
Plague Wind on the Calexis. Ben got it off, but he did peril. On the perils, he took a wound and forgot Weapon Virus, which was great. We saved our dice hoping to deny Weapon Virus, but unfortunately forgot it. And he failed to wound the Calexis. So we're now going to move on to shooting, and yeah, I neglected to anticipate this.
Okay. First,
yeah,
we go over these.
That's a lot of models. So we'll move on to the shooting phase. We'll work this out, and we'll see what's left after this. Right, so shooting phase. We'll try and remember it as we go across the table. Ben's going to lend a hand. So the bike snapshot, the plasma, and the melt. These guys didn't hit. Over here, the last cannon. One of them shot at full ballistic skill and scored a glance on the knight. The other one missed. The melter guns from here, 2 missed, 1 caused a pen, but we managed to save it, and the other one didn't wound. These guys shot down at the breaches and didn't do anything. The breacher that was there died to the, what's that horrible thing called? The giant template. The giant template unfortunately killed 3 of the Thalax here and 2 of the Myrmidons. Yeah, Demon Gore Cannon killed them. He passed his in-run, thankfully. These guys passed their in-runs, so they didn't get instant death. Over here, he dropped the Large Blast template and the Skull Hurler. He's killed the Air Dominus, unfortunately, and caused a wound on the Castellax there. He also killed both of the Ocularis. Down here, I lost one of the Ursarax and took 2 wounds there to the Noise Marines with their Ignores Cover AP4 guns. And down here, the Bloodthirster killed 2 of these guys as well. So that's it for the shooting phase. Everybody has passed the leadership tests, so we will now go on to the assault phase. I think he's probably going to charge these guys to try and tie up the knight, hopefully. So we'll come back at the end of the assault phase. Right, so in the assault phase, the Bloodthirster, despite getting 6 wounds, Tom managed to pass quite a lot of his in-runs, and the Sergeant is alive still. So that's tied combat there for the moment. Meanwhile, over here, Lord of Skulls wiped out the Dominus and the remaining Thalax. And over here, despite killing 2 of the Marines with the Reaper Chainsword, he took a whole point back due to the Champion's Melter Bomb. And then he got 3 stomps and smashed the Marines to the ground. So he's consolidated. He is an inch further forward, but we've just kept them back because of the ruins there. So I think we're looking to charge the skull. Right, so Ben has scored secure objective 1. He has not scored 6 or Scour the Skies. Are you going to discard any of the others, Ben?
I'm going to discard probably Scour the Skies.
No problem. So that gives Ben 1 point. So we'll now move on to Mechanicum. So we have drew secure objective 5, objective 4 and objective 2. The Avenger has come on and he's looking to get a beat down on the Lord of Skulls. Because Ben killed the Magus Dominus last turn. These guys have to move, shoot, and charge at him. Unfortunately, Helix Plasma Mortar, even if I went for the back of him, it's more than 12 inch. It's less than 12 inches, so I can't shoot it. So the only guys that are going to be doing any damage is hopefully them 2 Darkfire cannons. For the rest of the movement, these Thalax are pulled forward this way. These guys are pulled forward, and the Ocularis as well. I'm going to try and get objective 2 and hopefully kill a couple of the plague zombies there, and get the Thalax onto there with a decent thrust move, hopefully. Down here, the Knight has pulled forward, looking to hopefully get some Reaper Chainsword attacks in on the Lord of Skulls, as well as hopefully take some Marines out with the battle cannon. I've elected to move the Myrmidons forward this way. I'm hoping the 2 grabs will hit and get rid of the last 2 hull points on the Predator there, the Land Raider. The Rangers have moved forward this way. The, I can't remember the name of them, Destroyers are looking hopefully to get some shots this way and take out some of the Berserkers and the Land Raider. The Onagas have stayed back where they are, looking to probably get some shots in that way. These guys have spread out slightly, the Plasma hoping to get a couple of hull points off him. Meanwhile, the, what are they called?
Which ones? They're breaches.
The breaches, hopefully the Haywire can also do some damage as well. So we're looking to take the Lord of Skulls down this turn.
Haywire.
Oh yeah, there's some Haywire there as well, which we can hopefully get rid of some. So we don't have any Psychic, so we'll now move on to the shooting phase. Right, so welcome back to the shooting phase. It's been pretty productive down here. The are the Destroyers shot down at the Corn Berserkers, and they are gone. The Bikers here took fire from the Onaga back here with the Icarus Auto Cannon and the missile launcher, as well as the Dominus shot the blast down. Ben elected to Jink, and he passed all of his Jink saves, so they're looking to get charged. The Land Raider, however, took fire from this Onaga. He did lose a hull point, but then he took fire from the Myrmidons down here with the Haywire Blast. And despite getting 2 hull points on it, Ben passed his Forp Invun, as he's now on his last hull point. The Vindicator also shot out and passed his Invun as well. Meanwhile, down here, the Lord of Skulls is on 4 hull points. These guys couldn't really do anything, but the 2 Darkfire cannons on the Castellax shot down but didn't get any hull points off. The Haywire from the Breaches managed to do a couple. The Haywire and Plasma from these guys. Haywire and Plasma from these. And even the Photon Thrusters from the Thalax over here managed to get a couple off it. We've left it on 4 hull points. These guys are going to have to charge due to the Dominus being dead. Only the Thanator is going to be able to do some damage though. The Knight shot the Heavy Stubber at the Lord of Skulls as well. 1 Heavy Stubber down at these guys, and they passed their saves. The missile launcher also shot at them. The Assassin shot at the Plague Marines, and Ben passed his Feel No Pains. Meanwhile, over here, the Assault 2 beams from these guys with the Deflagrate rule, which causes extra wounds based on how many unsaved wounds you have. I managed to wipe out the entire squad, so that was pretty good going. This guy shot down at the cultists as well, the plague zombies, and didn't do anything. Right, so the Avenger came storming in, and with Tank Hunter, with the last cannons and the auto cannons, managed to get 3 glances on the Lord of Skulls. Ben did pass 2 of his demon saves though. It's left on 4 hull points. We've got a lot charging. We're going to have the breaches. All of these guys here will only the Thanatar can do something, and the Knight is going to be charging at it as well. We've got a couple of jetpack moves and things to do as well, so we'll come back in the assault phase. Right, so we've just started doing the combat, and the Knight has actually taken out the Lord of Skulls, and it's his strength D blast, and he's just scattered to cover. Do you want to lift that up? Just to show? Yep. Yeah, all of that. So, yeah, we'll work out and see which Castellax and Thanator survive, and come back at the rest of the combat. And that's what happened when Ben rolled 3 1s. Only this Castellax here went down, as he did roll a 6. So, those guys survive, which is absolutely great. There's no enemies within 12 inches, so I can use them freely again. We've still got the rest of the combats and everything to do as well, so we'll come back after we work that out. Right, so down here the Bloodthirster, as I expected, absolutely trampled on the Ruststalker. Meanwhile, down here, as you've seen, the Thanatar actually made the charge in. All 3 Castellax actually failed due to the going through the cover, and the Knight took out the Lord of Skulls. Yeah, and Ben rolled 3-1, so those guys are alive. I did do a few jetpack moves. The Thalax all pushed forward to grab that objective. As Ben has no troops there, we will score that as we're within 3 inches and objective secured. Other combat over here, no wounds were exchanged at all, saves were made and everything, so that was a tied combat. Meanwhile over here, the Calexis assassin charged in, challenged Typhus, the champion stepped up, and between the 4 of them, cut the Calexis down. So that was it for the combats. For cards, we secure objective 5, we do secure objective 4, and the Thalax hold objective 2. So at the end of Mechanicum, turn 2, that puts us at 6 points to Ben's 1. Right, so Chaos turn 2, Ben has Drew, secure objective 4, Big Game Hunter, and secure objective 6. Number 4 is there, number 6 is over there. Big Game Hunter's not going to be too hard. He's got the Gargantuan Wraith Knight, not the Wraith Knight, Imperial Knight, and he's got 4 monstrous creatures over there. So he's done his movement. The Land Raider has pivoted. The Obliterators have moved forward, as well as all of the Marines. The Terminators as well are coming forward to charge those guys. Over there, the Bloodthirster is going for one of those to try and get their objective. Both the Castellax are within 3, so I'm hoping one of them at least survives. But yeah, that was it for movement phase. So we'll now come back after Psychic and Shooting. Right, so down here, the Bloodthirster got his flail off. He got 2 hits, 2 wounds on the Castellax, and passed 1 of his saves, so he's lost another wound. Over here, the Knight has lost 3 hull points to multi-melters from the Obliterators, and one of the last cannons got a glance from the Land Raider as well. Reaper auto cannon from the Terminator shot the front armour, but unfortunately didn't get a glance. Right, so in combat, the Bloodthirster charged the Castellax that was already wounded. He got 2 6s, and I failed me 6-up in run. It had decapitating strikes, that was instant death, and I failed both of them anyway, so that went down. Over here, the Power Fist from the Terminators tore through the Knight, and he exploded, but the only guys that we hit were these 3 front ones. We rolled pretty low on the explosion table and he got a direct hit, so nothing happened there. Over there, those guys, nothing died. The zombies can't do anything to the Dune Strider, or the Dragoon rather, and Ben passed his feel no pain. Meanwhile over here, these guys finally took out those 2 bikers, so they're making a beeline for the zombies over there. So points wise, Ben scores Big Game Hunter for killing the Castellax here, and he's elected to discard secure objective 4, so that puts the score at 6-2 to Mechanicum. So,
D3?
Right, so we just realised that Big Game Hunter, Ben actually gets D3 for killing the Super Heavy, so do you want to roll that? That's a 6, so he gets 3 points, so that is 6-4. So we'll now move on to Mechanicum, turn 3. Right, so Mechanicum turn 3, we have Drew secure objective 4, Kingslayer, and secure objective 2. So these guys have to go towards the nearest enemy model, which is the Bloodthirster, which means I'm not going to get the Helix Plasma Mortar shot, but still going to get the Mauler Cannon at least. All the Thalax over here pulled forward. Those guys are going to stay out of combat to hold their objective. Ursarax here, and these ones are going to hopefully try and take out some of these Terminators. The Myrmidons pull forward. I'm going to try and get rid of that last hull point, which will then open up the plasma from these guys and these to hopefully take out these Marine squads. Down here, the Breaches are pulled forward looking to support with the Haywire, hopefully get rid of the Land Raider or some of these guys. The Avenger, I would consider flying it off the table, but I thought I'll try and soften these up. I'll use the Mauler Bow Cannon, the auto cannons, see if I can get some extra shots down to soften them up for Tom to charge. Back here, these guys have all just shuffled around a little bit. trying to get the Skyfire in case the Bloodthirster goes up into flying mode, and these guys have shuffled forward. So we're going to go on to shooting, and hopefully we can take out quite a portion of the chaos. Right, down here the Bloodthirster has gone down. These Thalax here shot at it first and took a couple of wounds off it. The Castellax took one and he was down to 1 wound, and the Vindicare took him down. That meant that I could shoot the Thanatar where I liked. Decided to drop it here, got 5 wounds, and yeah, Ben saved every single one of them on his invuns. So the guys here, the photon thrusters and the lightning guns, as well as the beams from there. The beams have got 20 hits all together because it's Assault 2 beam. Didn't fail a single save at all. Down here, Typhus has gone due to the sheer number of plasma shots coming in from here, and here the Marines dropped with him. The hairwire cannons from these guys finally took out the Land Raider here after the Myrmidons had shot their hairwire at it as well. Ben again passing an insane number of 4 invuns. The Onagas back here also shot down at the Terminators, and not a single one of them went down. The Avenger in the meantime managed to take out quite a number of these zombies over here. The Mauler Ball Cannon, the auto cannons, cutting a number of them down. So that's it for the shooting phase. We've done reasonably well. We're now going to move on to assaults. Right, so combat over here. The Ursarax managed to punch through one of the Terminators, and unfortunately they were cut down by all of the Power Fists and Power Axes coming back. The Thalax lost a single wound to Abaddon. They failed their leadership, and they've ran. Terminators obviously can't sweep in advance over the Thalax, and despite being stubborn, I rolled a 10 for my leadership, so they are running. Combat wise as well over here, those guys didn't make it far enough in due to me shooting too many during the shooting phase. And over this side, 1 zombie went to the Dragoon. So, at the end of our turn, we score secure objective 4, we score secure objective 2, and we've still got Kingslayer. We've got enough AP2 to probably take it, so I think we'll keep it. Right, so Chaos turn 3, Ben has drew Ascendancy, secure objective 5 and secure objective 6. Objective 5 is this one here, 6 is over here. Ascendancy, well, he's got a troop squad over here, there's a troop squad over there still, and he's got to get 1 more. The Raptors have arrived and he's going to deep strike them here. Ben, you want to roll this on camera?
Okay.
Oh, 5 inches straight forward, so we'll work that out and come back. Right, so this is where the would land. Now obviously it is within an inch, so it is classed as a mishap. So Ben, do you want to roll that? 3, which is misplaced, so we get to place them. Right, so down here, the Chaos Marines are pulled forward to get onto objective 5, obviously with both troops, so we'll have to see if Ben can kill enough of the Skitarii there. The Obliterators will pull forward as well, looking to hopefully get in contact with the Myrmidons. That's going to be a nice matchup. Both going last, both AP2, both multiple wounds. Down here, the Terminators have pulled forward, looking to hopefully get rid of the Thanatar. Meanwhile, mishap, we placed the Raptors there so that they couldn't do anything with the melter guns. They all passed the dangerous terrain checks as well. So we'll now move on to Chaos shooting phase. So the Thousand Suns shot their bolt guns down at the Skitarii here, and with the cover saves only scored 2 wounds, and Tom managed to roll unfortunately only a single 1, so 1 died. It's not enough to force a morale check on them, and that is a Graviton wave generator, so if he's looking to assault it is -4. Meanwhile over here, the Obliterators rapid fired 3 plasma guns at these guys, and despite getting 5 wounds, I actually passed 4 of my 5-up invuns out of 5. So the lead one there took a single wound. Over here, the heavy flame from this guy targeted at the Thanatar, but caused a wound on him as well. Unfortunately, he did wound the Thanatar, but he passed his 2-up armor save. So that is it for shooting phase. Apart from those guys ran. So we'll now move on to assault. I think these guys are going to be charging. Right, so in the assault phase, these guys charge, but due to the -4 to the graviton generator and go through cover. They didn't make it, unfortunately. We didn't get any hits with Overwatch. Over here, the Myrmidons managed to kill one of the Obliterators, but the Obliterators in turn getting more attacks managed to take out the 2 Myrmidons that were left. Over here, despite all of these guys, Abaddon didn't get a single wound on the Thanatargy. It was 2 up armour. What weapon was it that you used?
Talon of Horus.
Talon of Horus. And then the Thanatar hit back at initiative 3, managed to kill 2 Terminators. The Axes hit back and didn't cause any wounds. Chain Fist, however, managed to get a wound off against him, and I failed the 6 up Invon. So, although Ben would have lost combat, he is fearless, so that stays where it is. He didn't win any objective points that turn, but he's elected to discard objective 6 as he knows there's a lot of wounds over here to chomp through. So we'll now move on to Mechanicum, turn 4. Right, so we have drew Domination, we've kept hold of Kingslayer, and we've got secure objective 3. Now we've had a look at it. The rules for Cortex Controller and Program Behaviour only state that you must shoot and charge the nearest enemy unit within 12, not move towards. So he's moved this way, he got a 6-inch move through cover to control that objective. As a result, I've sent them Thalax back to grab that one, and I've sent the ones that are there that way to try and free up the Dragoon over there so we can control that objective. The rest of the movement, the Vindicator is still where he is. The Breaches have moved forward, they're looking to hopefully take out some of these guys, along with the Rangers, Vanguard, they're Rangers. Yeah. So hopefully take these guys out there. We've then got the Destroyers, looking to face at the Obliterators there as well. And the Onagas have pulled forward as well, looking to hopefully take out these Marines over here. Meanwhile, these guys have moved through cover and they're looking to charge that. They need to take out those zombies to get that objective. So we are going for domination. We'll see if we can get it. Moving into Mechanicum shooting phase, turn 4. Right, so shooting phase, the Castellax and the Thalax there, combined with the fire from these guys, took out the Obliterators. The shots from the Breaches and these guys took out the Marines that were there. These guys with the grav cannons smashed apart the, sorry, was it Plasma?
Yeah, Plasma.
Plasma managed to take apart the Raptors over there, and the Onaga managed to kill 2 of the zombies over here. So we're looking hopefully to get those into combat and shred those 4 to get objective 3. These Thalax are going to be charging over there to hopefully get that objective as well. So we'll now move on to the assault phase. Right, so in the combat phase down there, those guys chomped apart the zombies that were over. Meanwhile over here, not a single wound was thrown either way. And over there, only 1 guy went down to the Dragoon. The Thalax lost a wound as well, so it was tied combat. So we do score secure objective 3. We've elected to discard Kingslayer as we don't think we're going to be able to get rid of Abaddon, but we're going to keep domination. Right, so Ben drew Kingslayer at the beginning of his turn and there was only combats to do. Abaddon went for the demon weapon, he needed 6s at AP2, but he cut a wound off the Thanatar, and then the Chain Fists took the last 2 wounds. He didn't explode unfortunately, and he only consolidated 1 inch. So over here, he lost 3 zombies to the Thalax. Sorry, 2 to the Thalax and 1 to the Dragoon. So there's only 2 left there, preventing us from getting domination. So that was the end of Chaos turn 4. We'll now move into Mechanicum turn 5. Right, so Mechanicum turn 5, we drew Domination, Secure 6 and Psychological Warfare. Just to show you how the board stands, all that's left is Abaddon, 4 Terminators and 2 Plague Zombies. So, the Mechanicum are going for a culling of the Chaos. Let's see what the movement and shooting phase can bring. Right, so over here, the Dragoon and the Thalax finally cut down the zombies, and Abaddon has fell. He stood proud, he stood strong, but the sheer weight of plasma coming in from the Mechanicum, the Avenger screaming in, hurtling its last cannons down, and the sheer amount of grav shots coming in from the Mechanicum, he couldn't stand. He's being dragged back into the wall, back to the Eye of Terror, like a coward. So, that's a victory in turn 5 for the Skitarii, Cut Mechanicus and Mechanicum. It's been a long game. It's been a really fun day. Please check out Darlington Dogs of War. I'll put a link to their Facebook page in the description. And I'm hoping to be back very soon for more awesome battles like this. So thanks very much, guys.